Hi, I'm Marci Kobayashi, and I'm back again with another excerpt from my book, Finding Yoyu. Yoyu is a Japanese word, and if you're not familiar with it, check out the video I have about what the word means and how I came to understand it. Today, we are at the point in the story when it's just after we found out that my husband had stage 3 colon cancer. And if you're new to the story, this is a memoir about the year that pretty much all in the same year, my mother-in-law suddenly needed help and needed to move into a nursing home. My father-in-law, we discovered, had Alzheimer's, and then my husband had stage 3 colon cancer. And they all needed help, and eventually I needed help too. But we're at the point in the story where we're focused on my husband, and he's away on a business trip, and this part's more about my processing of the news. So I'll jump right in. The week and a half Akira was gone, I spent a lot of time on my computer. When I wasn't researching Essiac tea, carrot juice, vitamins, and supplements, I was journaling. I knew I had to get a handle on my feelings, or I wouldn't be able to support Akira when he got back from his business trip. Oto-san must have been there that week, but I don't remember what he was doing or what we talked about. What I do remember is that Oto-san didn't seem concerned about Akira's diagnosis. Before Akira left, we told Oto-san that Akira had cancer, and all he could say was, "Oh, really?" He didn't ask any questions. He didn't give any words of encouragement either. I'm not sure what Akira had expected, but Oto-san's response, or rather lack of response, infuriated him. Some people say that Japanese people are stoic and don't share their feelings. If you spend any time in Japan, you learn that is not true. I knew Oto-san still felt emotional sometimes and didn't hold back from showing it. He often spoke passionately about how he was wronged in the past, and I knew movies could make him tear up. I didn't think Oto-san was being stoic about Akira's diagnosis. I wondered if he didn't understand and that maybe it was related to Alzheimer's. It was as if Oto-san didn't remember the social norms of how to respond to others. Even though I spent a lot of time in the living room with Oto-san while Akira was away, I felt like I was alone, and it was perfect. I needed the time to process. Of course, I knew I wasn't truly alone. I shared right away with two of my close friends here in Japan. My family back in the US was also super supportive, and we talked or texted multiple times a day. Between our communications, researching, looking after Oto-san, checking in on Oka-san, and keeping up with work, the days went by quickly. The early mornings and nights were when I faced my fears. My conscious mind knew that Akira could make a full recovery, but I worried whether or not he was up for it. Would he lean into healing his whole self? Any disease was more than just the symptoms manifesting in the physical. How could I help him understand this? Did we have enough time? I didn't want to pollute the situation with my fears and complicate things, so I wrote about them instead, asking my guides for help. August 22nd, 2015. So this is a wake-up call, and we can remember to appreciate each and every one of these days. I'm grateful for the work I'm doing with my coach. It has helped me to observe the shifting emotions instead of buying into them. I can notice when fear arises, but I don't need to be full of fear. I get that this is a time to bring forth my healing ability, to bring forth my energy, our collective energy, and to rebalance this situation. But how am I going to do this? I can't do it alone. I know I am not alone. I mean, how can I help Akira understand? Are there any words, actions, ways of being that will help him see? I'm not sure what he needs to see, but to continue as is will keep him just perpetuating the same state of dis-ease, right? Yes, Marci, but already things are different. Just the knowledge of his own current state has brought about a significant shift. Now you can show how you are living and thinking. Start speaking every day about how you feel and think. Is there a specific process we can use to bring forth energy to help him rebalance? There are several protocols that will be useful to you. There are people already in motion to help you with this. Keep reaching out. Spend some time every day on this project. Spend some time every day to meditate and visualize the healthy cells expanding out. Spend time every day doing something fun and with laughter. You will not see us, but we are here. You can hear us, so please write as you listen. We are here to help you balance energy. We will guide you in this next step. You will breathe in the energy and let the light spread through your body. You will see it expanding out in a circle from your core. You will feel the light, warm, white energy as it expands out. Your cells are dancing and smiling. You are blessed. Breathe, child, breathe. Who are you? We are of many. We will all speak through in different ways. Please look for our messages and follow as best you can. We will provide guidance and suggestions and hints when we feel it will be useful for you to move in a different direction. You do not need to do everything. Do what feels right to you. We give guidance and suggestions or nudges. You are to make your own decisions. How best can I reach you? How best can I hear you? This is how you are hearing. Please continue to show up to this page and write as you listen. Do not hesitate to write what comes through. It will help you practice. It will help you hone your craft. You are a healer. You are a conduit for this same energy. We are priming you to use it more effectively and more consciously. You serve the light and serve all beings. We encourage you to sit with the light. Is there any other message for today? I've been learning about how to feel emotions. I just got a surge in my upper chest. Yes, and a surge in my right leg. The surge in my right leg was noticeable, but I didn't notice any emotion with it. These expansions of energy in your body signify a new phase of energy growth and the ability to hold a larger current. Your body is now in fluctuation, and you will feel many changes. I am excited. We are happy you are here. August 23rd, 2015. Today I am feeling some fear in my belly. I can feel myself slip into the story all around us of people who suffer and struggle with this disease. It is not what I believe deep inside. I need help. I need support, and so I share with others what is happening. But I have to be selective about who I share with, who I communicate with, what information I allow into my head. This situation, Akira's dis-ease, is real, or at the very least, real to him. However, I don't need to be in fear. Many people have recovered fully. There are even many people who have recovered fully by only doing what conventional doctors tell them. Even if he ultimately reverts to conventional protocols, my understanding and support will allow Akira to be more comfortable. Okay, I feel most of the fear has moved on for today. Rebalancing. It's about noticing and rebalancing whenever the fear arises. I'm so grateful for our connection. I'm grateful I already have a practice. I'm grateful I know what to do to keep myself connected to spirit and in balance. Do you have any specific messages or communication for me today? We are of the light. We serve the light, and we serve all beings. You are beginning to show signs of fatigue in your own body. What will you do today to correct this imbalance? I will spend the evening quietly here. I may go out for a walk and visit the tree. It is good for you to be focused. This time while he is away will help you create your plan of action for the month. You can limit what you do to that which is joyful. Please take time for yourself every day in these coming weeks. Please map out your work. Please keep doing your work. Do you have any other messages? Something I can use as a touchstone for keeping me connected in this place of quiet, calm, and love? There is always Source. Source is always present. August 28, 2015. We're coming to the end of August, and Akira will be back soon. I started to feel yesterday some concern that even if I do everything within my power, it is ultimately up to Akira. I felt a sadness and remorse that maybe this disease would end very differently than we are thinking. Perhaps I was feeling this way because we haven't been able to talk much the last few days, and when we did talk, he didn't seem too interested that I had ordered things for him to bring back. He even complained about having too many things to pack in his suitcase. Last night I tried to meditate. I felt overwhelmed by facing the fear and the possibility that I would have to live here alone without Akira. I was ashamed that deep down inside, my fear was not about losing Akira. I was afraid he would be gone, and I dreaded the idea that I would be left caring for his father alone. How selfish of me! I would be mortified if Oto-san ever suspected my dread. Sitting with my fear, I could recognize at the same time that it was inevitable. Someday, because of our age difference, it would likely happen regardless of cancer or any other disease. Akira would likely leave this incarnation before me. I felt such a pull and yearning, like a child pulling on a parent's jacket when they leave the child somewhere in safe hands, but the child doesn't want to be separated. I've noticed this before, that I may be dependent on him, on his energy, as if his energy were a drug. How can we find balance in loving someone, holding space for someone without becoming dependent on having their energy nearby? My rational mind knows I will be okay. I can survive. I can be quite happy. If he passes, I will go on. He will be nearby, as Dad and Grandma are too. Sitting there on my bed, I started an energy session with the intention of sending Akira energy through my right hand. I reached out as if to shake his hand, imagining he was reaching back to grasp it. I sat there with my hand raised out in front of me and felt connected. Calculating the time difference in my head, I realized that some of my friends were likely sitting in the current of energy now too. I felt the presence of one, or many, near me. My guides, perhaps. A reminder that I was one of them and that they would always be there to support me. That I had the support and that I needed to be grounded in this experience with Akira. I felt like I was coming home to family. I cried a lot, weeping. Not the angry, crazy tears, but the kind when you know you are releasing a horde of pent-up, sad energy that is mixed up with relief. I continued to sit there on the bed. My hand was no longer raised, and my breathing had returned to normal. I asked, or perhaps I was asked, if I was ready to see. I said yes, and immediately felt fear or apprehension in my belly again. My head swung to the left all the way and was stuck there. I knew I was supposed to decide if I was ready to face it. It might have been only seconds, but it felt like hours. I didn't feel rushed, and I didn't force it. I sat with the energy buzzing around me, and slowly my head moved back to the front in tiny increments. Later, I felt a light pressure as if there were a hand on my shoulder. Then, I felt as if someone was tapping my neck on the left with a rubber mallet, hard enough to make my muscles twitch, but not painfully. My guides must have worked on me last night. I slept deeply and then woke in the middle of the night around 2 a.m. I tried to imagine connecting with Akira again, but instead fell into sleep, imagining I was sitting in a current of healing energy. It has taken me all week. I think I am finally feeling more centered in myself again. I think my energy center, if it is possible, was projected to Akira. Now it is back with me. I have to stand in Tadasana. I have to stand in my mountain. What is my next step? To practice, Marci. Practice holding the energy. Practice being with this energy. You will see what you are to do with it. Practice holding it, embracing it instead of pushing it away. The framework for this coming year is to explore. I feel some excitement about what I need to or will be required to learn, and I think I can tackle the other things too. So I can relax into what is in front of me. I can now relax. Okay, that's all I have today. Those three journal entries, and maybe they will stay in the book. I'm not sure. Maybe you'll be the only ones who get to hear them. But that's how I was feeling during those days when Akira was gone, and I continued to write and listen to my guides throughout the next few weeks, and I will share more about that as we get into next week and we get closer to the surgery that Akira had. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back again next week with the next section. Bye for now.